sisters, what's going on? It's Brother Wisdom. Well, our moon has officially evolved into a higher celestial body. All right, moon is now giving off a new frequency. Right now, the moon is giving off a new frequency. It's giving off a new energy. All right, we gotta understand the celestial body, how powerful it is, the energy that it gives off, the everything that it does. The moon, brothers and sisters, very soon, in the next few months, the moon will become extremely violent. Yes, we're going to talk about this here. Our discussion today, Moonfall. Yes, we're going to be discussing the moon today and what is to be coming to us in the very, very near future, brothers and sisters. Understand this. In the meantime, I hope you go into your meditation and tap into Mercury. All right, brothers and sisters. Moonfall. Now let's continue on.
So for the people that did not know, this is how the moon affects the water around the world. The gravitational pull on the water literally pulls the water magnetically all across the world. This is how we have high and low tides, as y'all can see in this video behind me. So when you see these massive tide waves, it's because the ocean is connected to the moon. And now this is what that looks like in real life time. As we can see, the tide is rising. And why is the tide rising, gang? Because of the moon. The moon has some kind of gravitational pull on water, which causes the tides to rise and fall. Now let's think, how is this affecting you if our adult human body is 60% water? It's probably the reason why on full moon days they have much higher crimes than other days. Yeah, let me know y'all thoughts on the full moon effect on the water and the full moon effect on you.
So before we get into the whole moonfall, we're going to be discussing the power of the moon. All right, what the moon affects, how it affects different things, and how the moon changes so much here on the planet. All right, we got to understand where we are as the original beings and what all of these celestial bodies literally mean to us. Okay, so let's go a little deeper into this right here. All right, brothers and sisters, this is Moonfall. All right.
All is one. That's why I mentioned the cross and all four elements, because all of them are the same energies, but they're manifested in different forms of that same being. So all four elements represent what spirit or what the creator looks like now that it has a physical form. So literally, we're the physical form for the creator. But yeah, so moon in Taurus, like I said, the moon in Taurus is exalted, because Taurus deals with our finances and how we get to the bag and how we get our money. Taurus in astrology is represented by the second house, and the second house, it literally comes after the first house. So it's like, okay, now that you got a body, because the first house is your physical vessel, it represents your physical self, and you being one with this physical body. Now that you're here in the physical realm, or now that your spirit has manifested itself here or projected itself here, but the word moon, M-O-O-N, right? That's literally why we get the word Monday, M-O-N, M-O-N-E-Y, money, months. Even the months, they are cycled by the moon as well, because the moon takes like 28 days to go through its cycles, and that's pretty much almost 3 months. I said 3 months. That's almost a full 30 days, the 3. But yeah, so money and water are like one and the same with each other. In African spirituality, like all the water deities, they actually represent finances and stability with your money. Olokun is the deepest parts of the ocean, so that would be like Pisces. Olokun is the deepest parts of the ocean. They say all the treasures of the sea lie at the bottom, the deepest parts of the sea. And what's our other water deity? Oshun, as well as Yemoya. And so Oshun is like a sweet water deity, because she deals with the waters that are fresh waters, whereas like the ocean is like salty waters. But Oshun deals with attracting currency and money and flow too through her sweetness, and so she's able to attract things to her very easily. And Yemoya, her name Yemo, Y-E, that stands for mother. So Yeye, like she's the mother of all, like of all. Her name pretty much means mother of all fishes, mother of the sea, mother of everything, of all creation. So Yemoya is actually, in astrology, she's represented by the moon. But because, like I said, the moon deals with stability and it deals with like comfortability, that's why money is involved with it, and that's why money deals with flow, movement, currency, currency, SEA, currency, like currency, you feel me? Cryptocurrency, currency. All the money is down at the bottom of the sea. And so because Taurus is the moon's highest position that it can be at, Taurus is directly opposite of Scorpio. So that's why Scorpio is the lowest position that the moon can be at, because the moon is normally emotional and shit. But when it gets in Scorpio, it really tends to be more venomous because it has that stinger. But yeah, so Scorpio tends to be more venomous because it has like that stinger. Scorpio is represented by the scorpion. So you would think that the moon would really fuck with that water sign, because think about it, the crab is associated with the moon. Or the crab is associated with Cancer, which, you know, is ruled by the moon. And it makes sense that it's the crab, because it literally represents the ocean and the body of water that sits out there. And so crabs are like our sea. But crabs be on the land too. But there are saltwater sea creatures, you know. What was I talking about? I was talking about Scorpio being related to crab. Okay, so crab and Scorpio, or scorpion, they're actually similar because they have something called, what we call an exoskeleton. And the exoskeleton pretty much is like what it sounds like. X meaning exterior. So exoskeleton, exterior skeleton. So your skeleton is on the outside of your body, meaning that the hardness sits on the outside. It's a shell, it's a covering, it's a veil, it's a protectant. And Scorpio is so deeply veiled that sometimes it does not want to be cooperative. And Scorpio can be it's a zodiac sign that can be very paranoid because it has a deep intuition. And the thing about Scorpio is that Scorpio is ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars deals with transformation and things ending, things cycling out. And Scorpio deals with sex, death, rebirth, cycles closing out, cycles ending, new cycles beginning because old cycles got cleared out. And it deals with newness, just for the simple fact that Scorpio is ruled, like I said, it rules over sex, right? So the particular part of the body that Scorpio rules is the genitals. So that literally deals with, I said diddly, it deals with procreation. And so the part of Scorpio that deals with death is like it, because it also rules over it also rules over like your anal cavity, or the anus, or the rectum, because it deals with excreting waste, letting things that have died be passed away, be moved on, be cleared out, be cycled out. And also with men, where is the prostate located? In the anus. So it's like sex for the dudes that get down like that. So like Moon and Scorpio energy overall though, it's like Scorpio is just used to getting fucked over so much because it deals with so many things chaotically happening to end. Like Scorpio is also co-ruled by the planet Pluto, and Pluto deals with death and rebirth and all those things, because at first Pluto was considered a planet and then it wasn't considered a planet. It's just like, yo, you're the outcast, and so you could get used to being outcasted so much to the point where this is now your persona, depending on what other placements you have in your chart. But that's your divinity signing out. Peace.
You know, it's very interesting that that brother talked about moon and money and currency. Currency is a current, and how this currency called money is easily destroyed by lunar energy. All right, we go back to 2020 with the whole epidemic or whatever, pandemic or whatever the thing was. When the Omicron destroyed the stock market, that frequency from the moon literally overtook all the money and wiped all the money out, and they had to create more. So money, like he said, MON, money, just like Monday. Monday stands for Moon Day. You got money, which literally represents the moon as well, because at certain stages of the moon, you can get an abundance of money. But other stages of the moon, you seem like you can't get any at all. But the Omicron frequency from the moon literally wiped out the entire monetary system worldwide. All right? To let you know that they literally connected money to the moon. All right? So it's Moonfall, brothers and sisters. We're gonna get a little deeper into this message here. This is Moonfall. Understand what we're dealing with.
You know, a few people have brought this to my attention, and the more that I looked into it, the more that it actually makes sense that the moon is literally Earth's reflection. And in the reflection, there are also other land masses that show up on the moon. What am I talking about? Let's get right into it. Now, in the first clip that I showed you, it's all of the land masses that we pretty much know about. But what about these right here? This is a perfect example of what I believe, that the Earth is actually bigger than what they tell us, and that there is more landmass for educational and entertainment purposes only. These are my opinions based on what I'm seeing. If indeed the moon is a reflection and a satellite, which I think it can be both. Now here's another example of identical reflection. The dark spots on the moon are reflecting the land masses that you see on the globe, or Earth, if you don't think it's a globe, to the right. Identical. 100%, just on a smaller scale, because allegedly the moon is smaller than the Earth. That's what we're told, right? Next clip. Now, as I expected, this is allegedly Antarctica's wall of ice. And outside of that wall of ice are allegedly other land masses, which I tend to believe, based on a lot of species that they say were extinct are actually back out of nowhere? No, not out of nowhere, out of the outside where. So these are just my observations. I'm not saying they're factual. It's what I see with my own eyes and the research that I've done. I come up with my own conclusions, as does any other scientist. However, I'm not a scientist. I'm a content creator, bringing you information for you to question yourself and to make up your own mind. What do y'all think about the moon and it showing a exact mirror reflection of the Earth and its land masses? Leave in the comments.
So, as we get into the subject and we're learning that the moon is literally a reflection of our planet, which means the moon was when our planet was created, the moon was created as well. All right. As you can see, the moon is a direct reflection of the planet. So when the moon temperature rises, so does our planet's temperature rise. Okay. You have to remember that every system that's created on this planet is designed to operate under cold temperatures. All right. Every system, your computer system, the monetary system. I mean, you ever go into where money centers are, where the money is controlled, it's extremely cold. Money can't take high frequencies. So as the frequency of the moon rises, so does the frequency of the planet. frequency of the moon literally controls the Schumann resonance. It's been proven that moonquakes, and wherever there's a moonquake, the same place as there's an earthquake. All right? So we have to understand when you're talking about moonfall, you're talking about a frequency and the energy coming from the moon falling upon the planet. It's not that the moon is going to touch the planet. The moon is never going to touch the planet. The moon is never going to break up. But as the moon evolves, so does our planet. All right? You understand this? So the moon is a direct reflection of our planet. Which means, and in the essence of everything, the moon controls everything here on our planet. Well, let's go deeper into moonfall, okay? Now, the moon literally controls spirit energy. All right? You understand that? And this is why we must understand the importance of the moon and how everything operates. All right? It's a beautiful thing. All right? So understand that when we talk about moonfall, we talk about the frequency of the moon falling onto the planet, changing everything. So as the moon evolves into a more powerful celestial body, our planet evolves as well. But it all begins with us as the original beings. We're the atoms of it all. We're atoms of the sun. We're the atoms of the moon. We're the atoms of the planet. We literally contain a very powerful position on this planet. And this is why there is such a need to keep the original, the so-called African American, so-called Black American, so-called Negroes. It is so important for them to keep us in the sleep state because they know that we are connected to the sun, the moon, and the planet. And when we change, they change. So you're more important than what you think you are. Importance has nothing to do with job position and money and shoes and clothes and demographic areas. Your importance deals with your spirit and your spirit energy. And when you awaken that spirit energy within the moon and the sun and the planet, especially the moon, awakens and changes everything. The moon literally controls spirit energy on the planet. All right, you understand that? Your spirit is what? Gas. Let's go a little deeper into moonfall.
Talk about a powerful concept that don't really hear a lot of individuals speak about, especially in the spiritual community. Moon is a very, very powerful source of energy. The moon also has a push and pull effect depending when the moon is closer to Earth or further from Earth. And this effect not only affects the large body of water that we contain on Earth, but it also affects us because we are 70% of water. Our bodies are made of 70% of water. And that influence pulls and pushes on our emotions because our emotions are what really conducts our memories and stores patterns of memories and emotions within that water and that fluid as a conduit. So this is like, I'm a moon child, so I feel the moon 7 days before new moon or a full moon. I'm feeling that moon. Like, I'll feel energy in my body, so I really have to ground my energy to Mother Earth because that push and pull effect pulls on my emotions. And this is why a lot of the times you'll see in movies, they have full moons in the movies because full moons heighten the sensitivity of our emotions. It makes us feel more what we are watching or seeing or even expressing when there is a full moon. And a lot of the times, a lot of traumatic thoughts or over processing and over analyzing or traumatic experiences, it's like you're really reliving it through your mind again. And a lot of the times it pulls on our emotions through these aspects to reveal to us the things that we are still holding on to. And this is why it's very important to understand the moon phases and the moon cycles, because I utilize these aspects to help myself heal through the variation of phases of the moon cycle, what they represent, the energy that they hold, what are they trying to show and reveal to us, because through every phase, there's a phase where you release, you learn, you let go, you confront, you do your shadow work, which shadow work is consisting of journaling and really diving deep into your subconscious mind and really understanding your triggers and the things that influence your behaviors and your patterns from your subconscious thoughts. So it's so important to really get in touch with the moon cycles to understand how to heal through these moon aspects. And the moon moves into different zodiac signs. And through each zodiac sign, a zodiac sign could represent something that will emotionally affect you within your natal chart or your astrology chart. So it's important to know your astrology chart as well. And through the combination of these aspects, you can heal yourself. So get in tune with it, my loves. Understand yourself and understand how everything in our reality affects us. I love you. Take care of yourself. Let's talk about
This evening, original and mirrored photos showing etheric beings controlling it and manifesting around it. The moon this evening.
One thing, in my state of meditation, I learned about how the moon literally controls, or is not controlled, but is taking over artificial intelligence. And this is something that mankind has no way to control, because he doesn't understand what he created, neither does he understand how this is affecting the outcome of everything within this planet. All right. One thing I want you all to remember, all right, need to know about AI, the need to know. One thing I want you to remember, artificial intelligence is literally the spirit energy, the spirit essence, the essence of once lived beings put inside of a computer program. That energy, that gaseous energy that's supposed to be inside of a living being is put into artificial intelligence. You see the AI hand holding the brain, all right? And this is where your spirit dwells, all right? It's just like that mega robot, and you have that controller that's controlling that huge body. All right, so your spirit is within your brain. This is why you see that. So basically, the spirit energy that's within artificial intelligence is being affected by the moon. All right, and they showed you that on the movie Moonfall. All right, they showed you that on the movie Moonfall. Should we go that way? Let's go that way. Let's go that way, because we have to understand artificial intelligence is literally the life force, the spirit energy of once lived beings. They dispose of the fleshly body and they create a new body and create a robotic system. All right, let's go deeper, okay? Okay, you can read along with me. And it says in here, it says, the so-called Schumann resonance are a set of frequencies of electromagnetic waves in the natural cavity formed by a planet's moon's surface and its ionosphere in the extremely low frequency range caused by natural electrical activity of the planet moon and or its atmospheric environment. So the moon, what do I told you all? The moon controls the Schumann resonance. So when they see the Schumann resonance of the planet spike, that means the frequency of the moon spikes. All right? And we're going to get into the frequencies, because the frequencies literally controls the gases in the atmosphere. Okay, understand this. We're talking real science here. All right. We go here. Hold on here. Global. Oh goodness, I don't want that. This is global electromagnetic resonance phenomenon named physicist Otto Schumann, who predicted mathematically in 1952. Super resonance, our principal background in the part of electromagnetic spectrum from 3 hertz to 60 hertz, and appear in distinct peaks, extremely low frequencies. Now, what they have been noticing is that the Schumann resonance has been hitting frequencies way, way above 60, which means the moon has evolved into a new frequency. All right, you understand that? So it's the moon that literally controls the frequency of our planet. Therefore, when that Omicron frequency came from the moon, what happened? Like we said, it wiped out all of the money. The money is literally crafted under some lunar energy. Money, moon, just like Monday, which is moon day. Money, MONEY, which is moon. I don't know what the EY stands for, but we're going to get into this, okay? So, right here, I want to show right here. See, like this is the moon, this is the planet right here. This is the moon, this is the planet. The moon is a reflection of our planet. And as the moon increases, as the frequency of the moon increases, it affects the frequency of our planet. All right. And at certain frequencies, it changes the temperature. These temperature changes, what else changes? The gas. That's why sometimes you see on the news, or you might see on your phone, or if you got an Alexa, it'll be like air quality alert, which means that the frequency of the moon has changed, which caused the planet's frequency to change, which changes the gas in the atmosphere. And then those of you who saw the movie Moonfall, when they were trying to make it to the caves, because they were like, this is the only place that we can have safe haven. They were trying to make it to the caves, and these humans could not breathe under certain frequencies, which the frequencies was literally changed to gas. So basically, they couldn't breathe certain gases in the atmosphere, and they had to put oxygen tanks on oxygen masks on. All right, in order for them to breathe. You understand this? So this is the frequency of the moon literally controls the gases. The frequency of the moon controls the planet's temperature. When they say climate change, and they say, well, we got to change the climate. Yeah, well, we got our sun that's sending in these massive plasma, because the plasma is literally, everything is changing. Everything is shifting. The magnetic field of the planet is shifting in a different way. But it's the moon's temperature that's changing our planet's temperature, which means the moon's temperature is rising, which means the moon's frequency is changing, well, it means our planet's frequency is changing. No matter how much they try to make it snow or rain or whatever, it depends on the moon. All right? It's all moonfall. It's pure science here. Hold on here. The frequency literally changes the atmosphere. Okay? Which basically, the moon literally controls the wind, the moon controls the water, the moon controls so much. And the frequency falls down on the planet and literally recalibrates everything. So the moon is literally going to be in the process of recalibrating everything and bringing everything into a complete reset. The reset is all with the moon. It's not the sun. It's the moon that's literally going to reset everything, brothers and sisters.
The full moon on July 21st is going to really highlight the polarity between old Earth and new Earth mentalities. It's going to be aligning with the powerful point where Pluto has been cracking down on this point between old Earth, Capricorn energy, and new Earth, Aquarius. So right now Pluto is moving into retrograde, really cleaning up the mess and allowing us to finally move into the new.
So as we see, it is the moon that's bringing forth a new earth. So the moon is shedding off its old, which means it's increasing the frequency, increasing its vibration, which causes our planet to increase the frequency and vibration. This is why it's important for us to be in tune to the moon. Understand what's going on, brothers and sisters. This is Moonfall. This is science. All right? So New Earth, service to one, creative oriented, heart-based, unity and consciousness, God is inside, energy focus, alternative, freedom, love, unity, spiritual focus, in the flow, quantum instantly, 0 point, infinite, deregulation of power. Old Earth, service to self, money-oriented, fear-based, separation of consciousness, God is on the outside, oneself, physical focus, reality, conventional control, power, greed, material focus, working hard, linear, slow, time limitations, centralization of power. So you have to understand that the moon is literally controlling everything. And when we talk about moonfall, the energies and the frequencies, the vibrations of the moon is falling upon the planet and it's changing everything. Glad you guys are here. We're going to go into some other information a little later, but this is Moonfall. All right. All power to the multi-chakra celestial angelic beings. May chaos ring through forever and ever and ever. All right. And much power to you all.